This is Chanel.
It's Linda, and we are the ParaSisters Circle podcast. And today we're doing paranormal history. History. I said it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. And then today we are doing this lovely house behind us. It is the historic Hannah House down in Indianapolis, Indiana, right off of Madison Avenue. I've been there twice, and let me tell you guys, this is an amazing little house. It's awesome. It also holds the annual Paranormal Day celebration for Indiana down in, again, Indianapolis, Indiana. Last year's event was pretty huge. So, if you guys are our followers, watch, go and check out their Facebook page, Historic Hannah House. They were supposed to be making an announcement today at 5 o'clock, but it's an hour past 5.
Yeah, they'll get there.
But it's okay. So, further ado, let's get into some of the history of the place. The mansion house, it was considered a mansion back in the day. It was built in 1858 by Alexander Hannah. He had a wife, and they had no children, which was surprising. At the time, it consisted of 24 rooms, and back in the day, they considered a closet a room. So you go into this house and you're looking at it and be like, 24 rooms? No.
They considered the water closet a room as well.
What was that?
They considered the water closet a full room.
Yep. A little bit more about Alexander Hannah himself. He was a civic leader who had a variety of business interests, including farming, prospecting. He served as the Indianapolis South Side Community Sheriff, Postmaster, Circuit Clerk, and as a member of the Indiana General Assembly. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and from what I understand, it is one of the most haunted locations in Indy, isn't it?
Yeah, considered one of the haunted, most haunted. I have actually not really come across any other type of historic haunted places down in Indianapolis that I've not researched in a while because I have over 200 locations that I've done. But
I've done quite a few haunted places in Indy, but the Hannah House gave me, I felt more there than any of the other locations I've been to.
Right. He was more, he was most passionate about being a conductor of the Underground Railroad. His beliefs was along with President Lincoln. So the top of the mansion, the very, very top of the mansion, you can see where the rectangle windows. That was where they would light up lanterns, signaling the slaves that were on the Underground Railroad that it was okay for them to come to his house and until they can be moved to the next house on the Underground Railroad to get to freedom. His family owned extensive property in Marion County, and then Alexander himself acquired 240 acres of the south of Indianapolis, and began constructions of, the beautiful his dream home. Now, this is the second location for the Hannah House. It was moved. I cannot, for the life of me, could not find out where the first the actual location was, but it was downtown Indianapolis.
I was going to say downtown, I believe.
Yeah. So where all those big old hi Jeremy.
Hi Jeremy.
So yeah, it was downtown Indianapolis, and then it moved to this location, which is off of Madison Avenue. And then it's built in the Greek Rival, which was also the popular style back in the 1850s. The Indianapolis Southport Toll Road was crossed Hannah's property. So in 1860 to 1895, Hannah collected tolls from travelers along his section of graveled surface road. So he was telling them, if you're going to come across my land, you need to give me something. This is my land.
Yeah, pay me something.
Right? The east-west street south of his house still bears the Hannah Avenue to this day. So, like the backside. Hello, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
1802, he married his wife Elizabeth. Now, they constructed the service building southeast of the kitchen. So where we would go to enter the building, the mansion for our tours, that was later constructed. That was never actually part of the actual Hannah house itself when it was moved. That was constructed later. And a new addition to the house, it housed a smokehouse, a wash house, milk cooling rooms, a summer kitchen, and a servant's quarters. So, yeah. Now, it is said that Miss Elizabeth had a stillbirth up in what is known as Grandma's room. There has been no records of it, but if you go to the family plots, there is Alexander's, and then you got Elizabeth's, and then there's an unmarked small grave in between them that is said to be the grave of the stillbirth.
I've been there.
I have not.
I have to take you.
And then, I mean, the tragic tale seems to have spawned first of many folkloric of tales of the haunting. So this is what sparked the.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick. Sorry. This is what sparked the paranormal claims of the Hannah house was the tragic death of the miscarriage of Hannah and Alexander. Now it is said up in the room that she had the miscarriage, which is known as Grandma's room. Yeah, Grandma's room. There is presence of the stillbirth of it. Yeah. So there, I mean, I don't think, now maybe Jeremy could answer this question better than I could. I don't think anybody's actually caught any kind of like evidence up in that room suggesting that there was a stillbirth. But
I've heard EVPs of people of getting a woman crying in there.
But then again, I mean, a woman crying, I mean, not to say you're wrong. A woman crying in a room could be a multiple of things. So who's actually know?
They've heard a woman crying. They've had EVPs of some, I only get to hold you once, stuff like that. That's what some of the EVPs I've heard.
Oh, okay. By all accounts, Alexander and Elizabeth enjoyed the happy married life together. Another legend is that Hannah is something I cannot pronounce these words. Fervent ambition. I can't say it. ABOL. Yeah, during the years of the Civil War. With hundreds of wooded acres around the home and the scant populace, Hannah could have operated a sanctuary for fleeing slaves. So he was able to do this without nobody noticing. Now, if you guys visit this property, you'll see it's more open and everything now, but that's because some of the, over the years, the trees have died, they have fallen, and most likely some have been taken out. It is said that another tragedy occurred, and this is the most notorious one out of every tale that I've ever heard of the Hannah house. This is what stood out the most, is one night while it was storming outside, that there was slaves in the basement, and one of the slaves knocked over the oil lantern and caught fire, and the slaves perished in that fire. Now, of course, there's no recollection of this because back in the day, it was against the law. Slaves were people were slaves, and you couldn't save them. So it is also said that they were buried in order to conceal the fact that he had slaves in his home. He buried them underneath the floor until he could properly give them a proper burial later on down the road when everything was cleared.
Yep.
Now, again, that is just speculation. Nothing is actually recorded because back in the day, it was wrong to help slaves.
Illegal.
Yeah, illegal. The story has been passed down from family of generations to generation. It is also not categorically proven. In current day, neighbors report the discovery of partially collapsed tunnels whose trajectory would indicate an association with the Hannah property. So there is tunnels that lead underneath the house.
So you've been inside twice on tours. When you were there, tell me what you felt.
The very first time I was actually there, I was upstairs. And now, before I get onto that, now, guys, if you ever visit this house and you go up the stairs, they're going to ask you what you noticed different. Alexander Hannah was short.
Like me.
Probably even shorter than me. But he built this home. So the stairs were built to accommodate his height. So they're shorter. But when I was there, I was on the second floor, and I have a picture of looking down from where I was at, and I felt this cold breeze like going by me. And I looked, and there was nothing there. Not even the window was open that I was next to, and there was no like tunnel or nothing. Now when I went down toward the basement, as I'm an empath medium, I started feeling like right there by the basement, like my chest was getting tight, like I couldn't breathe, and I was lightheaded. I had to take a moment. Now there is a little boy that roams that property, and I don't know. I've told a couple people of this. I had my boo buddy, the very first boo buddy I ever got. He was sitting out, and nothing at all was making boo buddy go off. Well, I started sensing a child near me. And then all of a sudden, Boo Buddy kept going off. And I would ask questions, and it would go off again. And then Boo Buddy fell over. And then I just put Boo Buddy on the ground next to me and said, "Here, you can play with Boo Buddy. It's okay." And for almost half an hour, Boo Buddy was going off constantly. And it was like, okay. So that was... The second time I went through, I had my young ones with me, so I couldn't really do too much because, like I said, I had my young ones with me and everything because they wanted to see the Hannah house and they wanted to go through a haunted location with mommy. And they get to learn a little bit about the house more than what,
Well, they're going to go investigating in the summer, so.
Let's see.
And the first time, when there's a location and I don't like big groups going through, and I didn't do the tours. Just because there's so much energy from other people, and I just feel like it's like they trespass it. Like, they're over it. Why are there 1,000 people coming to my home? But I took in the property and everything. The first time, it was me and Shelly who we just went to Hannah House Days. And I mean, the things I've seen, people hanging out on the porch, in the windows. I was like, I'm not saying a word. And you could just tell, like, there's this woman in the one window, and she just kind of was standing there.
That was Grandma. She was not happy.
She was young. She was a young woman. So
maybe it was Elizabeth.
I don't know, but she was just like, okay, I'm done. That's the feeling I got from her. And I stood there for a little bit and just kind of looked at her, watched around, and she was watching others. But yeah, the longer I stood and watched her, the more those eyes just like. And then, last time you and I went to the event, and I just watched. I mean, I didn't get to do as much because, well, my booth was nonstop. I was like moving crazy. But we had a great time, and yeah, I did see two little children running through the property, and I just kind of, oh, there they are again. Yep, I'm selling something. Oh, there they go. And it was cute. That's
Right,
my
they kept
experience.
running around. I think they kept coming up to Boo Buddy, and I think they were trying to get him to go off, and I didn't have Boo Buddy on at the time. So I think it was because they kept running back and forth. I kept catching like glimpses of them coming up to Boo Buddy. But those tunnels, back to the tunnels that are underneath the property, are said to actually aid in the Underground Railroad. Now, Elizabeth died in 1888, which was really sad. Left Hannah to be a widower, and then a few years later, Alexander he died in 1895. Sorry, guys, I was researching for our next serial killers, which you have the wrong date, goofball. It's the 30th, not the 23rd.
I can't be up. I'm not available. So I moved it up.
Oh, okay.
I may or may not be available on the 30th, so I figured we're not going to have anything for the next 2 weeks. We'll do serial killers across the pond. If we happen to be able to have a podcast that day, we're going to talk about our upcoming investigation.
Sorry. I cannot wait. So they are buried at Crown Hill Cemetery, and they died without leaving a heir to the property. So in this return made the Hannah house lay dormant until 1899. That's the year a man by the name of Roman O'Hiller bought the house along with the 21 acres surrounding the property. He was a Civil War veteran who also owned a prosperous jewelry business in the area. He replaced the porch.
Is actually still around.
Oh, is it? Cool.
Yep.
He replaced the porch on the front of the house. So the porch that is there now is not original to the house either. That is a brand new porch. That's the one that he had built in with the wider concrete one. So that one is concrete and it's wider. So I'm guessing it wasn't I'm guessing it was just like one street or like, I don't know, because I couldn't find any actual like pictures from back in the day. Not unless Jeremy or somebody that's from the Hannah house has any, which so they probably
down here is the one you're talking about, right?
The one that is the main one, the one that they have like all the speakers and stuff on. That one.
Yeah, if you'll take a look at the picture that we have on here, I've moved this up a little bit. So here's the front porch down here. And then you've got the side.
Yeah, you got the side one over here.
Yep.
Can't even do it, but okay. So, anyway, right. Point downward. Point down, Chanel, like right by your name. Nope, over.
It's over underneath Linda. Underneath
Linda. Right. He also built several of the outbuildings surrounding the property, which still stands today. The daughter of Roman, and her husband were the third owners of the house, living in it until 1962. The ghost stories date back to the mid-1960s. That's when the very first ever paranormal ghost story had happened. The house was bought and lived in by the O'Briens from 1968 to 1978. They also had an antique business that ran from the house. It was during this time that the first between 68 and 78 is when the very first paranormal activity claims were made. According to a local legend, cold spots, foul smells, flying spoons, doors, and wall hangings has a mind of their own. Disembodied voices, etc.
It was said that the wife was drinking tea in the dining room one morning, and her spoon literally flew out of her teacup.
I've seen them. I have it in my notes. I just didn't put it in my report because I didn't want to make my report like if people when we go to our events and I have my binders sitting there, I don't want people, I want to keep them kind of short, but make sure that I get, like the most
I
important.
just found that fun. I was like, oh, I like that one.
But I did see something about somebody sitting, drinking something and flying. So, yeah.
And it wasn't the first time either. She had guests over, which they were having, some girls, having a little ladies' day. And it is said that someone dropped a glass of, I can't remember, it was brandy, glass of brandy. And it was 2 or 3 feet away from, having all your women over, you're having some drinks, brandy, whatever. And the glass actually moved when she went to go pick it up. And it stated that that's the second time she started believing that the home was haunted.
So that's awesome. So in 78, the Hannah House was listed as a recognized historical landmark by the U.S. Department of Interior. It wasn't until 1980 when the house was used as a venue for a haunted house / themed fundraiser. So in 1980 is when all of the paranormal things like haunted houses and stuff began. Since the property then has played host to news crews, psychics, paranormal personalities, professionals, many have reported unusual occurrences. There is a lot of activity that happens in or around the house. Manifestations of Mrs. Hannah herself can be seen on the second floor. We already talked about that. She can both create foul or pleasant smells, depending on if you piss her off or if you make her happy. The room where Mrs. Hannah gave birth to the stillbirth baby seems to be the center of all activity. So, noises in the basement can be heard, spoons flying across the room, and wall hangings could swing by themselves. On one occasion, Mr. O'Brien seen the door to the attic open by itself after the handle deliberately turned by itself. A lot of noise can be heard, ranging from voices to footsteps. Cold spots have been felt when there isn't a source to happen. Mr. Hannah has made an appearance or two on more than one occasion around the house, and then slaves are still seen to be hiding in the basement, waiting to be moved onto the next Underground Railroad station, not realizing that they are already freed. Now, I have visited the Hannah House, as stated before, on October 14th of 2021 and October 13th of 2022. 22, yeah, not 20.
October?
No, August. Thank you.
I should have gone. I think
August 2021 and August 13th of 2022. I got to fix that. Put 2023. I'm thinking of this year, not last year. So it is an awesome house. I've taken pictures and videos. I've caught in a couple of different orbs sitting by the fireplace that was acquired by Mr. Alexander Hannah himself by one of the president's suites that he stayed at while visiting. One of our presidents, I think is what it was. He's got so. I have most of those pictures and stuff on Parahistorians' Facebook page. You can see them at any point in time. After you get through with all of the other pictures that I have posted. So, I mean, it's an amazing little house. I can't wait to go back this year.
The event's going to be fun, but I think I'm going to try to book us as one of our investigations for next year. It's going to be
next year.
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 locations that I'm looking into having us investigate. I do think that's going to be a team-only event. So, that should be fun.
I want it to be a team-only event because these smaller locations like the Hannah House and stuff like that, those are too too small for more than one place. And then with it being such a historical location, it's not very well insulated.
Oh, and we added an investigation this month, just so you know, Indiana Crossroad Encounters. We have booked the old Kosciuszko County Jail for, what was it, 21st of April? So we'll be going there. I'm hoping to do maybe a live or two. And so come join us. And then that Sunday, that is when we're doing serial killers across the pond. So before we get started, we're going to talk about our investigation. So
I'm super excited to go back. I'm going to go back up into that cell that we had the SLS and captured those. That one thing that keeps bugging me, I'm going to try capturing more, because that one instant, that second that something swoops across the screen.
Yeah, and I'm going to spend some private time with nobody. I'm going to send you guys up in the resident side, and I'm going to spend some time with Jed and see if I can get a conversation going.
Well, try playing poker with them. I'll have that stuff. It's going to be in my kit from now on.
No, Jed and I like to drink. We do our whiskey.
You can gamble at the same time. I mean, you can't gamble without drinking. You can't. So
true. Oh, I'm excited. So I want to show you something. It just got here this week.
So we have woo, pretty. That is sexy. Isn't
he gorgeous?
He is.
I mean, very dark moss agate. I just couldn't wait. I was all like, I can't wait to show her. So this is going to be a new item. It's going to be on the website soon. But I've got some more big figurines. So I think I have 3 skulls, a huge turtle, more dragons. I've got so many. I've gone on a buying spree this last week.
I hardly ever use my Jack blanket that you got me. It sits on my desk chair.
Ben has a cold in here today, so which doesn't bother me. It's better than it being like 75. I can't deal with it.
Right.
It's how. And how did you go with it? What?
August 12th. They posted, guys. I love it. I just checked. August 12th of this year, they are doing the Paranormal Days celebration again, and we are definitely going to be there. So you come out and check us out. We might not have like a ParaSisters booth, but
yes,
we'll have a small section.
We're going to have ParaSisters podcast and ParaSister Historian. And then it's going to be it's going to go our ParaSister podcast, Historian, Moonlit Crystals, and Indiana Crossroads. I usually take up 15 feet, but we're probably going to need a 30-foot spot for the 3 locations. Well, we're doing all 4. And then we turn around the very following weekend, and we're going to be doing Indiana State Sanatorium Con.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
So back to back.
So guys, I'm reading the flyer that they put out. The previous years have been free. This year they are actually charging for vendor spots. And it's only $20 for a vendor spot, which is fine. It's fine because you guys, this event is the very first event that I ever attended when I had L&L Paranormal Investigations, and it holds a dear place in my heart because I never knew that they were, these kind of things. And then
we talked to Scott for like an hour telling him that if he charged for vendors, he would, because he was saying he just didn't make enough money cut from the tours and everything, and that I $20 to $25. And he came back and he talked about it. And he said he would run it by his board. But I'm so glad that they decided to charge, because that goes to the upkeep of the building.
Right. So. They are doing the mansion tours, which is $8. But for anybody that does not want to do a vendor, you can go ahead, and the Paranormal Day celebration, to the entrance to Paranormal Day celebration, is free. It's free to the public, but for vendors is $20, which we're used to that. We're used to paying for our spots. So it's not, that's actually one of our cheapest ones that we've, booking. Isn't it?
No, one of mine was 15, but I did 2 spots so it ended up being 30. So, but to me, that's all one. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get 3 spots. So
definitely. So, I am super excited, because there was talk that it probably wouldn't even happen this year. Remember that?
I know. And then I asked Jason if they were going to have it, what day would they? And he said, well, it's always the second weekend. So I went ahead and marked it on Moonlit calendar and had everything ready. So we have Indiana Crossroads banner. So you'll see Indiana Crossroads there. Moonlit crystals, that's a given. And Linda and I are going to have to be talking about a banner table set up for ParaSisters podcast. And
definitely, I am so super excited, guys. Not wait. And I don't think I'm going to go through the tour this year again. I probably won't. I'm probably going to try to get some more outside pictures. But instead of going through the tour and everything, now this year, I'll be able to actually sit there at the booth and everything. But then again, guys, if ParaSisters, if you ever come to an event and we're there, we're always together. We're always going to be ParaSisters, even if we don't have like our yeah.
If you see Indiana Crossroads, oh, look at there.
ParaSisters.
we got a fan. That's so heavy, y'all. But anytime we do an event, it's always going to be Moonlit Crystals LLC. That's going to be the main table. Off to the side is always going to be Indiana Crossroads, and if we will try to fit in ParaSisters Circle podcast and Para Historian as well. But it's always, if you get ParaSisters Circle, you're going to get ParaSister Historian. So that's probably going to be a banner we're getting ready to work on. So that'll be our next one.
Like she said, you're always going to have ParaSister, ParaHistorian, because I'm always going to be there. And any event that we do, I will have my binders and stuff there with me, just in case. They might not be out displayed as, my own booth, but I will, still have them out, and I will bring them and everything, because paranormal history was one of my very first passions. And then I got into, doing the teams and everything. I did take a break from it. For some reason, my TikTok is not wanting to work, so I can't upload any videos.
I'm getting tons of emails for Crossroads TikTok. I don't know.
We're going to be making them. Maybe have you verified the email?
I'm always in Crossroads email.
I know, but I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But yeah, guys, so if you have any questions, let us know. We still have about 25 minutes left of our show, and I know my paranormal history is a little bit shorter than the rest of our video, rest of everything is, but then again, it's like I said in the beginning, I try to make it short, so when people are looking through the binders and they read through it, they don't have to like a huge report.
Yeah, but that also gives us time to chit chat.
Right.
I mean, we really did not plan on the Hannah House announcement to come on the same time we did the Hannah House story. That was pretty cool.
I know, right? That's so ironic. So I did make a copy from my paranormal binders, and put it inside of ParaSisters binder. So even if I don't have my binders and the places that I've done here on ParaSisters, they're gonna be in ParaSisters Circle binder, and I have that with me everywhere I go. Even on team investigations, I have that.
Yeah. Anything that we go over during the podcast, you add to our binder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Like next month when we go to Randolph, that's in the binder already and everything. I'm gonna probably revise it and go through and edit and correct mistakes, but anything that we do on ParaSisters, I do have in the binder. So even with ice, except for our undisclosed location, I don't have that in the binder. So
I'm excited. They have it announced. Now I can
make it official. Excited. I cannot wait.
So we'll have to come up and figure out how we're going to do that, but that's for another day. Why do we need cards? I've got to get some more ice cards.
So be on the lookout in the next few days for the registration and stuff. We need to get registered for like that for ASAP. I know it's not until August, but we need to get registered for it. So they
girls, all the locations I'm already registered for, I do it as soon as they open up. So we'll get that taken care of.
Because that's like I said, that's one of the guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Hannah House and everything behind us. And we're talking about the Paranormal Day celebration that the Hannah House holds every year. This will be my 3rd year going back, and it holds a special place in my heart because it not only was the very first event.
Sorry, somebody just knocked on my door.
But without this event, I wouldn't have met my best friend in the whole wide world. She is like my other half. So
we got you either.
No, wait,
are you talking about Shelly? I'm sorry. Are you talking about Shelly?
No, I'm talking about Shelly. I'm talking about you. I got invited to Para Unity, and then I went to Para Unity. Didn't even know it that she was sitting right across from me, literally right across from me. I went to her booth. I said no because I had bad experiences with crystals before, and then we met in the middle of the woods and we clicked. And it's been almost 2 years now.
Okay, we say this a lot. We met in the woods, but it happened to be one of those things that Jeff King comes out and says, okay, so I'm going to go out to Okefenokee. Does anybody want to go out with me? We'll do a walkthrough and a little investigation. Now, you have to understand, to most of my events, I wear 4-inch chunky high-heeled boots, okay? And that event was no different. Not knowing I'm going to go on a damn hike from hell. When I say hike from hell, it was muddy. I'm in those goddamn boots. And I get there and we're all like, okay. And I see this little tiny thing. And I'm like, why am I getting this feeling? I'm tingling. I'm going to look at Shelly and I go, something's going to happen on here. So I told her, I'm going to hang out in the back. You go ahead in front of me. Shelly starts getting on front, and guess what little tiny thing is in front of me? It happens to be Miss Linda. So that is how we met, in the middle of the woods. Yep. So hike from hell. I will always call it that because it was muddy as hell. Let's put it as my 4-inch heel boots had mud all the way up to the top. I was like, never good.
And the weekend after was nasty, too.
So I had Randolph.
So, but yeah, I cannot wait to go back. I mean, like I said, I probably won't go through the house again. I mean, I've got I'll bring my Hannah House photo album and everything. So no people that don't want to through the house, they can look through it. That's what the whole purpose of my photo albums were for, is the locations that we go to. I can take pictures, I print them off, and I put them on photo albums. Now maybe I should get one huge photo album and put them all in there and just section them off. But
you need to.
It's for people that don't want to go through the places, or the elders that cannot go through the locations because of steps and whatnot. They can see what the inside of the house looks like. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. August
Me too.
12th. August 12th.
We've had that on the books, though. We've already had that on the books, though. We've already.
Yeah, because I talked to Jason about it. He said if it happened, it was going to be August 12th. So, and then I went ahead and booked, which I need to get another spot for Indiana State Sanatorium Con. I want to do, they're $25. I want to do our podcast on theirs too, as well. So you'll have Moonlight Crystals and our ParaSisters Circle and Indiana Crossroads. So that's my plan for Indiana State Sanatorium. So if you haven't been to ISS, I highly recommend. It's expensive. Don't get me wrong. And I went in February of last year, and I froze my ass off. So,
but that's the best part about being an investigator, though. We don't care what the weather's like. Yes, I have never been.
Ready? You haven't, but Shelly's getting ready to post some videos from our investigation in the tunnels of the sanatorium. Oh my gosh. You can see. It's a location that I personally came away from I got burned. Like 2 to 3 third-degree burns on my body in a spot, which hurt like fucking hell.
I'm super excited, guys. I cannot wait to go. I'm excited about going. And aren't we going to get like badges or whatever, lanyards? Is that what I see?
I think so. If not, it is. We'll have a good time. I mean, we have.
Right. You said something about having like us have vendor badges or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if that happens, it's going to be my paranormal wall.
We're going to have a good time. We have 3 paranormal conferences. I'm debating doing the Fort Wayne Para event. I'm not sure yet. I may or may not. But,
just let me know. I got the 21st and 22nd off of work. I put it in and I looked at them and I said, if you don't give me the 22nd off, I'm calling off because I'm not going to be up, and I'm going to be investigating until 2 a.m. at the O.K. County Jail, and I won't get to bed until like 5 a.m. Screw trying to go to bed and coming into work with no fucking sleep.
But if it's really active, we can stay later. So,
it was really good last time we were there, but it was starting to die down a little bit. But we are having a guest on that day. Don't forget.
Yep. We have your friend, and then we have we will always continue to we have Randolph County.
Oh my god, I can't wait to go back and investigate. I'm super looking forward to it. I am so looking forward to overnighting at the Randolph County Asylum. Guys, if you want to know about this, we've already did the after investigation podcast, and I did the whole history on that. TikTok videos of Randolph County Asylum. I think I did those.
Now, also, Indiana Crossroads will be going live. Now, we do have a few newbies joining us and some seasoned investigators. So, hi, how you doing? Sorry. No. Mr. Blake said hi.
Hi, Blake.
We're going early. Our team's going to be doing a little bit of a photo shoot, which we're excited. We haven't done anything like that before. And then our guests will be getting there about 6 o'clock. So we do still have the Sword Opera House, which that place is really big, you guys. If you're not, it's not a widespread location. A lot of people's like, oh, it's just opened up this year. And yeah, from what I hear about it and what I've been talking to Kayla, it's really haunted, and the evidence that she has alone is incredible. So I can't wait to go there. So we have two big
I can't wait to
investigations,
go there. I cannot wait for that.
and
We need
you
to
want
plan
to
another girls' week.
hold. We will, but you want to hear something funny that Ben and I just talked about today?
What?
I told him, I go, I want to take the girls out this summer to 1812, the battlefield. He goes, when are you going to go do that? I go, we really haven't set a date. We just know we want to go. He goes, I'll join you. I go, you do realize you're going to be investigating at night? He goes, yeah, I want to go. I double checked. I go, you want to paranormal investigation. You want to go.
Wait. Ben, like in Big Goofy Ball Bear Ben?
My big polar bear, my husband. I sat there
What's
because
to investigate with us at 1812?
Yeah, and I verified. I was like, you're going to investigate with us. I was like, you want to go with us to investigate? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, I want to go there, and I'll keep you guys safe. I was like,
whatever.
You do realize?
From what, the coyotes?
That's what I said. I said, what, the coyotes or the spirits? He goes, both. My husband's a hunter. Don't get me wrong. You know, if it flies or has four legs, he'll shoot it. He'll eat it. But to investigate, my heart just went, holy shit.
Let's go, Ben. I know you're watching. Are you here? Let's go.
But let's go. That's definitely going to be on the summer list. So we have fun with that one. He's going to protect us from the coyotes.
Okay, then.
So we got to get back out to Grace Lawn or something.
Yeah, I see. Got about 10 more minutes, babies, and I'll take you out, okay?
But yeah, so we've got some stuff planned and some stuff we haven't. We'll probably just go, oh, we're going. Started my new job this week.
October 23rd, 21st. October something Para-Unity.
Sometime in October, Linda's on the board and she'll figure it out.
That's not right. October 20. That's not right. It's like the 21st, right? I can't. Oh, God.
I'm not on the board. You are.
I know.
Here. Can you read that?
Manifest it. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Manifest that shit.
October 21st. Why do I have the 23rd down?
Because that's the podcast day.
Oh, no, on my whiteboard. That keeps all our investigations, like our big investigations I have, or our events.
No. Is it?
I gotta fix that.
I don't know.
No, I just looked it up. It's October 21st of this year with Para-Unity.
Yeah. I've got Allen County on the 14th. The 21st. Oh my gosh. Do you realize Moonlit has 19 shows this year? It's absolutely insane. I know. I don't have anything in April. I'm taking April off. Going to the Gem and Mineral show in Indy on the 15th and 16th. So.
Are you going to the Indie Expo the 29th, 28th, and 29th? That's what I have down for April.
The Oddity Expo?
I just put Indie Expo.
Yeah, that's the Curiosities and Oddity. I mean, we can go, but I went one year. I'm telling you, if you want to look at weird, those expos, you'll find weird.
So, you have a podcast of your own coming up on the 8th.
I do. Me, myself, and ours. I'm being interviewed for Moonlit Crystals. It's probably going to be about a 10-minute section. He's talking to a few different crystal vendors. So I'm excited. I met him at Hannah House last year. So he kept on saying, we need to get you on the books. And I finally just said, sure, let's do it. He's a metaphysical podcast. So teaches how to meditate. He does Reiki. Works with your chakras. He does card reading. So this one's pretty cool.
Guys, look at this amazing little tiger.
Tiger. Yep. No.
I don't know why my webcam's not wanting to focus.
It's supposed to auto. We can focus on him. This.
Hey, now.
I will raise your tiger and do a dragon head.
My tiger is still better than a dragon head. No. You guys, you don't know how long I've waited for this tiger. It might be small, but I waited and waited and waited and waited. Like, I've been begging her to get me a tiger forever, and she finally got me one.
Well, I mean, I told you I were to get the bigger ones, but you just haven't gone to them yet. That's still my secret.
Right? I have a pouting puppy over here. She wants to go outside.
Oh, well. I got a kitty in the bed.
He's outside. Cass.
So, are you ready for Killers Across the Pond in 3 weeks? By the way, guys, we are not going to be on for the next 2 weeks. We have Easter off. The following weekend, I will be at the Gem and Mineral Show. Actually, I'm not vending. I'm actually going to be shopping. I'm looking for a big showpiece. Looking for something that's going to be about 30 pounds. Got my eye on something.
I was researching that. And I'm trying to, I think I found someone, but I can't pronounce his name. He's from Italy.
I've been looking at a few of them, but you told me not to go gruesome. I'm sorry, but that's what I like. I mean, Guy George, he was pretty awesome. I was like, that's a serial killer I want to learn more about.
Yeah, but I mean, I was researching it. Since I still have a couple weeks, I don't have to rush into doing it. And last week, guys, whatever week that it was that I had my hand in the sling brace. Last week. No, we did a show last week, goofball. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. I ended up going, actually, guys, I found out that I fractured my pinky.
Yeah. And she didn't go to the doctor right away.
I waited 2 days, okay? And then I went because it was still bothering me and found out I fractured my pinky. And when I realized that I had we had history podcast this week, I was like, I'm in trouble because I couldn't write because I had a splint on these 2 fingers. And trying to write with a splint on it with your right-handed is so hard. So I was like, okay. I went through my binders. I said, what places do I have done that I know I can just rattle everything off? Well, at first it was going to be Randolph County Asylum. Not Randolph County, but Waverly Hills.
Yep.
And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. And Hannah Houses kept popping in my head. So I was like, you know what? I know I have Hannah House done because that's the second place on my personal binders, not my public binders, because I have 2 different types of binders. I have my personal ones, and then I copy everything. And me and Chanel made the decision to mix everything up. So they weren't exact replicas of my binders. So I knew I had Hannah House done. And Hannah House kept coming to me. I was like, okay, so you know what? We're doing Hannah House this week. And I didn't have to worry about writing anything because I already had it done.
And it just so happens to be the same night that they make their announcement. So that's pretty cool.
That's really weird. That's just really weird how all that played out.
No, it's not weird. It's us. Come on. If something doesn't happen, something else will. So.
Okay, guys, I just looked over at the most heartbreaking thing ever, guys, about made me cry.
Puppy.
As most of you know, back in December of last year, I had to put my German Shepherd down. I have one of her pictures. My favorite picture of her. The one that has her name, her date of birth, and her death date on my wall. And Cassie, her best friend, is laying right there next to the picture and staring at it.
Oh, poor baby.
She misses her best friend. I miss her.
Mm-hmm.
It's been rough. I still cry from every now and then. I'm really missing her. Guys, when I tell you I have the most amazing best friend ever, she put a book together for me of every single picture I've ever had of Phoenix. And I looked through that book and everything, and
Well, it's a keepsake.
I don't think I've actually ever cried this much over an animal before. I do know what's going to break my heart even more, though. I love my dog. You know, I loved her to death. You guys, you've seen probably the picture of my altar, as everybody calls it. Is my cat. Is Boots.
Yeah.
I've had her since I shortly after I lost my daughter, and we're like this. Like that's like she is my baby through and through. So when she passes away, I'll have 2 urns.
Yep.
And I've lost most of my pictures of her because of my ex-husband, but I still got plenty of those pictures of her. But yeah, she's just sitting over here looking at Phoenix's picture. She still lays on the pillow. Like, I cannot wash the pillow, like the last pillow Phoenix laid on before we put her down. I cannot wash it. If I do, she grabs a hold of it.
Corey came in. He snuck in and left.
So, yeah. She is starting to do what Phoenix used to do. She'll meet me at the door. She'll follow me around the house. She'll lay with me. But it's funny, though. It's funny, guys. So, was it last night or the night before? Funny story about Cassie. So, she sleeps in our bedroom. And we keep our door closed at night. Twice now. This last time was funny, but the first time it was scary, but we started laughing after the fact. So Maya went to come in our room, and it was the middle of the night, and we were both sound asleep. Cassie gets up, and it goes into the defensive mode and lands straight on Todd's chest and would not let Todd get up. Well, Friday night, she did the same exact thing, but she jumped off the bed. It was right there at the door. She jumped on Todd's chest. And he wakes me up and tells me that Cassie's barking. And I was like, no shit, I heard her barking. He goes, go see what she's barking about.
That is my saying for the week.
I said, yeah, let's send the girlfriend out to see why the dog's barking. He goes, I was listening for you to yell. I said, yeah. But it's kind of funny that she lands on your chest again. But anyway, guys, it's almost 6 o'clock. As always, I'm Linda.
I'm Chanel. I'm manifesting that shit this week. And we are the ParaSisters Circle podcast.
And we are ParaSisters Circle podcast. Good night, guys.
Before we go,